Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash. For double honor to the apostles and elders, the great males on world peace and salutation to the elect, where even scattered too. Shem Yah Mappa, my name is Mappa from the Great Millstone Plain Tables Camp, located here in the city of Philadelphia. Coming again with a little lesson, my mouth of truth. So, I didn't get to do a lesson yesterday, so I'm just trying to do something in real quick. So, you have it here. Global markets crash as U.S. bans European flights over coronavirus pandemic. And yesterday, of course, Donald Trump, he addressed the nation of America. And you could check out that on your own. Of course, he's spitting there all matters of lies, speaking about America's still, you know, have unemployment down and still the most prosperous nation ever and such, and you can trust in this nation and stuff like that, of that nature. And that is just a bunch of wickedness in the front, of course, a guise to keep the people, of course, asleep and deceived. Okay. But of course, as the scriptures tell you in the book of that's the book of either first or second Corinthians. I'll get it real quick. There's something through the spirit. Slakia. Let's see. It's 4, 2. You see that layoffs because of coronavirus have already started. Let's see, 7, 2, and 10 or 2 and 8. Or 2 and 11. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. And it says, least Satan, which that's the enemy adversary. What was the E? Alright. E himself, I saw Esau. Alright, he's the wicked. Alright, he's Satan, the physical counterpart. Okay, or that spiritual demon Satan. These Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Alright, going to the, what's that, Numa, which goes into the wicked plots, his thoughts, his imaginations and such, in which, he, of course, ultimately is going to come with this, he got this problem, and then he has a solution, in which, you have these financial, various sectors are starting to crash and stuff, man, crash out, or damn near close to it, because things are just being propped up by, of course, the money printing, from these, the Federal Reserve and such as a private entity. So, we got, this word for about advantage. Let me see, I think I'm going to go for advantage. I didn't get it, see if I got it. So, advantage is this word here, meaning pli enigitio, which means to have more, a greater part or share. Right, and it's because we have the mysteries and the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding. So, the Lord, of course, is dealing with his men, in which we know all the different secrets. Okay? And so that we won't be ensnared by what, of course, is coming forward in the future, which is not too distant. It's just things are being pushed out in the year of prophecy very rapidly. But, of course, we have the knowledge. Simple as that. Okay? We're not ignorant. These other doctrines of life don't have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding that is in the scriptures, and having the right, proper understanding, which the Lord gave unto his prophets. All right? Through his son, Yahushai. Okay? So it says here, the next scripture I'm going to just quickly get is the book of Psalms, chapter 7. And I'll just start here at verse 9. And it says here, oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous power trieth the hearts and reigns. Right? And the Lord ultimately he's searching us out, to see if we have that moral character, that integrity, that right behavior, knowing what to do, which is to do what is right in his sight, okay? Which is following all such commandments to the best of our ability, okay, seeking his face. Because my defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart, okay? And that's the Yashar, all right? You could say Yashar, or see it there, Yashar, let me move this out of the way. Yashar right here, this is the Hebrew word, Yashar, Yah, all right? That's who we save, in Lab, okay? Okay, so, so our defense is in the power. Our shield, Magan, is in Yahweh Bashem Shai. It says, the power judges the righteous, and the power is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword, and he hath bent his bow and already made it ready. He hath also prepared him for the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. And the Lord, he has the ICBM missiles, which is going to destroy E. Okay, the E's out here. Okay, those elite, of course, are going to be saved. Meaning they're going to escape. That is Slakia for, using that word for save, because they ain't getting saved in the Lord, but meaning they're going to escape that nuclear fire, because the elite, they have various dwellings, bunkers and such, but they're just going to be first to go into slavery, be riled up, these elite bankers, these Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, and Gettys, and different elite families, banking families. It says he made a pit. Asaki, I'm gonna read this one. It says here, Psalms chapter 7 and 14, behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and he hath convinced or conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. Right? You got iniquity, Iwan, travaileth is Chabal, which is to bind and take a pledge. Okay? Become pledged. Okay? Corrupt. And that's all what he is. He's perverse and outside the temple. Okay? There's no one as let me see, let me get this one. Man. More soul. Or soul. Let me see, man. Let me just put this in birth, right? This is Hebrews 12 and 16. It says here, lest there be any fornicator or profane person, as Ishashua, we know it's E, who for one morsel meat sold his birthright. Yeah, so we know that E is not one to keep any type of word. He hates the instruction. He casts the word behind the Most High, of the word of Most High behind him. So he, of course, with this whole agenda what he's pushing, he's going to just snare a lot of people up, because he as the scriptures was saying, it said that behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and has conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. And there's many different falsehoods. He's going to bring a vaccination, which most likely, it might be in the form of this chip, the RFID microchip is a mark of the beast. They got that whole ID 2020 agenda, with Bill Gates and all of them too. But, so yeah, they got bring forth mischief, conceive, hurrah, which is conceive, which is, you basically take in, like a woman takes in seed, she bears a child. He take in iniquity and wickedness. All right. He made a pit, just, in his system is just not but a pit, and digged it. He sets it up and is fallen into the ditch which he made, which the Lord is going to destroy him with his second coming, Yahweh Shai. It says, his mischief shall return upon his own heed, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own plate. Pate, which I'm not familiar with this term for pate. It means like quadaquad, which means heat, or the crown of the top of the heat, your head and such. Yeah, so it's gonna get him. All right, because I believe the book of Job, it's either 14 or, let's see if I can see Job 14. It tell you here that it tell you here, see this Job 14:5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, and thee thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Okay, so he has a certain amount of time that he can rule for, which he been ruling for that little season. Okay, been ruling as the Greeks, as the Romans, and this being the end of the world, as E is in rulership, where E is the Joshua is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of their fall. Jacob is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, the Americans, the Israelites, the Lord's chosen people, and you Israelite foreigners, you speckled birds. All right, this man, he has, as it says, it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, with the Most High. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. He has a certain amount of time he can, of course, do to set up what he wants to do with this whole New World Order agenda and such. Okay. He only has, as the scriptures tell you, I can see if I can get it real quick. Alright, so this is the book of that's Revelation 12 and 12. And it reads here, Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell therein. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, where the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. Okay, and of course the Lord has been making the days short. In the meantime, flies. We already in March. It's we in not even this March. It's like we in about mid March and such, But it says here that but short. Let me see. Which is little, small, few in degree, intensity, short of time. So short time. You don't have that much. It's brief. All right. That little season. They saw my season, which he has this little season. Okay. You read that. I'll get it just for the sake of it. Revelation chapter 20. And it's Revelation chapter 20 and 7. And when those 1,000 years are expired, Shaitan shall be loosed out of his prison. All right. Which we had E, of course. E was down, while we ruled for a period of 1,000 years and such. Jacob, so-called Negroes, all right, uh, Latino, Native, Israelites, they ruled Europe, okay, okay. Slocky, I don't want to mix it up, but yeah, you had it. We ruled Europe, Judites, and et cetera, et cetera. We ruled Europe for 1,000 years. Okay, so-called men of color. All right, that's what I want to basically say. I want to mix everything up. The Israelites ruled. Okay, and shall go out to deceive. Right. So when Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, he's in the Caucasus Mountains in a low state. You read that in Job 30, I believe. It says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. That goes into, the different directions, which he, has done. He has the whole world, tricked and duped. It says, the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. That, of course, is Gog and Magog, speaking about Russia, which inhabit that land now, the so-called Russian, which they have of that stock. And there, of course, are being prepared and gathered together for World War III. Okay, to come up against Babylon, America, amongst them own selves, as their house divided, and they're gonna be destroyed. Okay, but yeah, man, the Lord's a little season, right? Which Slaki, I missed this one. This is Revelation 20:3. And cast him into a bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more till that 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season, right? Because Eve was in slavery. He was in a low estate. Okay. Right, the bottomless pit is Europe, a great chain in his hand, that's Europe, great chain of slavery. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. I'm reading at the top just to make sure. And he cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal. Yeah, because we ruled. And, he was in that low estate, man. Man. Look, this just to tell you, man. It says here, this is Job 30:6, to dwell in the clefts and the valleys, in the caves of the earth, in the rocks, among the bushes they braid, making these goofy noises like beasts, like a horse. Under the nettles they were gathered. They were children of fools, children of base men. They were violent in the earth. And now am I their song? Yeah, I'm their byword. And Job, he wasn't an E, because look, here's a difference right there between him and them, right? They are, he said, I am become their song, and I am become their byword. All right. Job not a E, all right? He's a one that was perfect. He eschewed evil and such. I believe it says in Job. All right, if memory serves me correct, which I'll just go and check just to keep my memory up, because this is here. This is Job 1:1. It says, and there was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, or Ayuah, which means hated, persecuted, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the power and shewed evil. And he doesn't fear the power at all. Look at what he does. The Most High is not in his thought at all in his thoughts. Okay. Eschew, sawar, which that means to turn aside. He does evil. When he came into rulership, as the Greeks, evils multiplied in the earth. Wherever he goes, he's called the border of wickedness. All right. So, you see all these different bad times that's popping off and such. I just wanted to do something real short. I was gonna go into an article, but the spirit, it's kind of like had me hold. I'm gonna hold off and do a later lesson, but I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Hashem, Shem Production, double honors to the apostles, a great millstone of world peace and salutation to the elect. Right, scattered too. Shalom again to the elect. Abba, Abba.